Lanterns at the Fairground was a two-day event showing the latest magic lantern research combined with other events and experiences related to the magic lantern and Fairground culture. The event was organized by the B-magic project, so the team members of the B-magic project, the research project on the magic lantern, in collaboration with the International Magic Lantern Society, and was hosted by the Cinematheque in Brussels and the Greylight project, which is an independent artist-run organization in Brussels. The program featured lectures by prominent researchers in the field of early popular visual culture, such as Vanessa Toulmin. Vanessa Toulmin is the founder and previously the previous director of the National Fairground Archive at the University of Sheffield in the UK. She is considered as the expert in the field of fairground culture and circus internationally, and is therefore also called, that's her nickname apparently, Professor Kermessa.
The word phantasmagoria has entered the language. We use it for anything which is gothic, ghostly, a bit mysterious. We say, oh, that's a phantasmagoric, that's a phantasmagoric effect. But it has a very specific historical meaning in a particular time. It meant this particular sort of entertainment using this particular equipment. But I think you can create the feeling and the impression of phantasmagoria in many, many different ways. I think some early films, I mean, if you go onto Library of Congress website, you can find the 1910 film of Frankenstein, which is a great film and is pure phantasmagoria, but done in film. My approach is I use magic lanterns from mostly, the equipment I'm using is mostly from the late 19th century, so maybe 100 years later than phantasmagoria. But I do the same thing. I use my imagination to think of as many different techniques, projecting on different materials, everything I can think of within the limits of my technology. And my aim is to create the sense of a phantasmagoria entertainment without necessarily using things with candles inside and things on rails and things like that, because I don't feel I need to do that, authentic in that sense, in order to create something which is in another sense authentic.
Veteran with a wooden leg. And two hooked sticks.
I use modern LED light, which shows the pictures very bright. And at that time, you had an oil burner, and it was surely not so much to see on the screen. The pictures may be more ghostly as now, but maybe I try the old fashion to make a show in the future.
Karin and Ludwig have more than 30 years of experience with the magic lantern. They do both research and they give performances, and therefore they really focused on the magic lantern and the slides as an object of research, but focusing both as the material aspects of these objects as well as their performative qualities and the way they were used in performances. So in the workshop, they also gave the chance to the young researchers, to the B-magic researchers, to play with the toy lanterns they brought. So they brought lanterns from their collection, and the researchers were given the opportunity to experiment with this projection device, so to touch it, to use it, to project with that. Ludwig Vogel-Bienek also introduced the e-Laterna research platform they have developed at Trier University, which is then, of course, connected to the Lucerna Lantern web resource, an important source of information for lantern researchers. So in a time slot entitled the B-magic Carousel, B-magic researchers, both junior and senior researchers, gave short presentations of ongoing research, of their ongoing projects. And in this way, they also demonstrated and opened up the recently discovered archives and lantern collections in Belgian archives that, since this first B-magic year, are now available. So in the framework of the symposium, we also had the opening of the exhibition Blackout, featuring contemporary art with slide projectors. Curator Julian Ross assembled an international selection of artists working with the carousel slide projector, and a device that actually is no longer produced since 2004. All these artists, in a way, deal with the history of media and recent media developments. Divinations, a new film by Sarah van Acht, for which she asked children from Brussels, Athens and Sarajevo to collect pieces of dust, pieces of things, small little things they found on their routes to school, and to collect them with sticky tape. And by projecting these pieces of tape with a magic lantern, the children were asked to tell how they envisioned their future. They became a kind of future tellers. After 2 very full but inspiring and rich days, there were also 2 book launches of 2 recently published books in the field of media archaeology, and a media archaeology market and book fair, so where people could buy and sell items related to the magic lantern, but also related to early visual media or early popular culture in general, such as posters, objects, pictures, many books, of course. And that was a very nice way to end this series of events in Brussels.